Civil rights activists in Moorhead say there is still a long way to go to bringing equality to minorities. A group of civil rights leaders gathered in Moorhead's Romkey Park to launch a community check-in on civil rights. It was in 1999 when the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights brought recommendations to city leaders and law enforcement in Moorhead to improve relations in areas of education and housing. Civil rights leaders say city leaders need to sit down with them and hear their concerns.
What can we look at to go forward into the future? So my grandson who's entering kindergarten, what is his school community going to look like when he's in junior high and when he's in high school?
The group will be holding community forums this summer so people can give.
Civil rights leaders say there are many improvements for minorities in Moorhead, but there is still work to do. A group of civil rights leaders gathered in Moorhead's Romkey Park to launch a community check-in on civil rights. In 1999, the U.S. Commission of Civil Rights brought recommendations to leaders and to law enforcement to make relations better. That included areas of education and housing. Since then, civil rights leaders say they want to have open talks about how to make voices heard for people of color.
Hey, I guess, isn't it wonderful that we don't have to wait a single minute before we can start making the world a better place? We don't have to continue to wait to hear or see bad things in our community before we start making changes.
Group leaders say there have been significant differences in white and minority education opportunities, saying minorities have faced barriers in the community.
That's how one group is working to ensure protection of our civil rights. A group designed in part to ensure that your civil rights are protected is checking in on the local scene. Organizers today talked about a plan they have to see how far the area has come since recommendations were made 10 years ago by a Minnesota advisory committee to the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights.
Instant to instant kind of a thing, and with people coming forward to the Moorhead Human Rights Commission, we do see that there are still complaints. Whether or not it's because of the recommendations not being implemented, that's what we're going to try and discover with this process.
PEP, or the People Escaping Poverty Project, is one of the groups spearheading the overview, which will include public forums and research.
A 10-year checkup on civil rights in Moorhead is underway. A group of community activists will assess recommendations made 10 years ago after several incidents at Romkey Park. The checkup will determine how far Moorhead has come on civil rights, who is being left behind, and what more needs to be done.
What can we look at to go forward into the future? So my grandson who's entering kindergarten, what is his school community going to look like when he's in junior high and when he's in high school?
Leaders say they want the 10-year checkup to be transparent and as far-reaching as possible. Still to come.